that are trying to close out a series, but not in Game 7, are like 6-10. So to try and do this is really hard. The teams that, and we're seeing with the Rangers in Carolina, it's hard to put that final nail in.
Yeah, I think I think it's human nature to start thinking more about the result a little bit, maybe too soon, and the other teams just kind of thinking about shift by shift and stay in that moment. And I think that's really powerful this time of year, and that's the name of the game. I mean, this is a stressful time of year. It's fun, but it's stressful, and if you put the cart ahead of the horse too far, it doesn't work. And I thought Colorado played really well last night, and I thought we didn't maybe do the things that we had done previously. We still were right there, and I think we kind of let them back in with the 2 penalties. Obviously, one they get with point whatever left on the clock. That one was a bit of a dagger on us, and but at the same time, this is a great opportunity to go into Colorado and a place. Obviously, we won a couple games, and try and close it out.
In the regular season, Pete stays pretty consistent with his lines, and obviously injuries happen, adjustments, but changing lines a lot more in the playoffs. Is that challenging at all, especially last night? You're on a completely new line. I know you scored.
Yeah, yes and no. I mean, the beautiful thing here is that we have incredible depth, and you can have a big player like Rupe go down and still have some great options. It's not like you're reeling to replace him. Obviously, he's a guy that's very hard to replace, but we do have a lot of really good players that can step in and try and fill that void. And I think you try not to overthink it. We play a certain style, and everyone's going to play. There's chemistry's for sure a thing, but I think with the talent we have on this team, it should be able to be figured out pretty quick.
The theme in every game, and now the series, is you guys take a lead, they come back, right? And sometimes they've been successful. Like, what do you think of that, and what's the challenge with them, just kind of finishing them off?
Yeah, well, I think we would like it to be the same story for us if they took the lead, right? Obviously, we've had the first goal in I think every game so far, but we want to continue to do that. But at the same time, we might be in the opposite position. And last night they make it 4-2, we make it 4-3. I mean, we had a chance there, obviously. So. They're a team that's not going to go away. They're a team that can score a lot. Obviously, when they get down, they start really, really rolling their big guys, and they came up big for them last night. So, they're again, like this time of year, and I think the depth of this playoff run. I remember talking to some guys before the second round, and you look at the 8 teams left. You could see any one of those 8 teams winning the Stanley Cup, and it makes for really tough series and games. It's great for viewers and media and everybody watching, but it's tough when you're in it and you don't take anything for granted. And I don't think we took last night for granted by any means, but I think maybe we got a little result-oriented maybe. I don't think we played a bad game necessarily, but they upped their game, and we weren't quite at the same level as we'd been the prior two.
So what did you do well the prior two that you need to do again?
I just think it was a mentality thing where we were hungry every shift, and we knew that we had a really good opportunity to go up 2-1 in Colorado and then 3-1. And I think last night maybe the result crept in a little bit. Again, it wasn't a terrible game by any means, but we want to get back to kind of the level that we had the prior 2 games. So, but I mean, series is going to go back and forth. They're a heck of a hockey team. I mean, they easily could have won our division this year too. I mean, they were between us, Winnipeg, and them, everyone was tight and had the lead at one point. So we're not surprised we're in this position because they're that good a team, and it's who knows how many, hopefully we close them out, and it might take 2 games, who knows, but we're looking tomorrow night to learn from last night and move forward.
Over the past few years, goaltenders have had it a little bit harder just because, teams are coming back, people score more. What have you seen from Jake? Because he's had some bad games, but then he's also bounced back really well. His numbers on coming back from losses is really good.
Yeah, I think he's been great. Even there hasn't been really any games we've felt like we're looking at him and wanting more. I think he's been exactly what we've needed, and that doesn't change no matter what the result's been this playoffs. It's 12 games we've played, and we know we can rely on him back there at any point. So whether a goal goes in that he maybe doesn't like or not, it doesn't. He bounces back whether it's that game or the next game, and I think he's been great, and we're lucky to have him.
And then a weird one for me, Jason Robertson's known as a goal scorer. The last couple of games, he's F1, he's creating assists, he's actually blocking shots and hitting people. Have you seen anything different in his game over the last playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still getting to know his game,
Yeah.
to be honest. It's only been my first year here, but I think he's a prime example of what makes our team elite and in terms of, he's willing to do the little things you need to do in playoffs. And I think guys have done that, to a man, and he's definitely been a guy who's done it. I mean, you got to block shots, you got to, finish your checks, you got to, forecheck, you got to do all those things in playoffs. I mean, it's really tough to create in playoffs, and I think you've seen that, there's been a lot of parity in scoring throughout the playoffs, and it seems like the teams that are a little bit ahead, it's all been it's been a lot of power play. So 5-on-5, it's really, really tough, and you got to do the little things to have success, and you never know what those little things are going to add up to. And obviously in the first goal last night, he does a great job getting a little stick on it, and then we had a good forecheck as a 3-man unit, and it ends up in the net. I mean, that's a goal you don't really expect to score when the puck gets dumped in, and then all of a sudden it's there. So those, like I said, you never know what little play is going to make a difference in a playoff series and in a playoff game.
Chris Tanev gets a tooth pulled in the middle of the game last night. Were you all aware of what was happening on the bench?
That's the first I've heard of it. I didn't know he had any left to pull, but it doesn't surprise me. I mean, that guy's a warrior. He stands in front of so many shots, and I don't know how he ended up losing the tooth, but yeah, like I said, he might be in line for some dentures here soon.
What are the total fishing question? What are the one or two craziest things you've seen, right, in your career? Just like guys that normal people wouldn't do.
Like coming back from stuff?
Yeah, just like this dude is collision, tooth knocked back, just pulls it. And
Yeah.
Well, you have to go to the locker room to have it pulled. Come on.
I'm trying to think. I mean, you see some gnarly cuts that guys come back from. Personally, the weirdest thing was when I lost the end of my finger last year. That wasn't fun. Obviously, I couldn't come back from that, but I didn't even know that was possible in hockey. So I've seen guys get, Ryan O'Byrne one year got his face cut like for 100+ stitches, really bad, by a skate. I mean, yeah, it can be gnarly out there at times, and it's pretty cool how much, I guess, guys downplay it, because it's just that's our culture. So a lot of injuries that would be a catastrophic event in other sports is kind of you just, like I said, I didn't even know he lost a tooth. I mean, no idea. So it's just, especially this time of year, it's if you can walk, you can play. So that's kind of where it is.
They just had a stat on the radio that the teams that are trying to close out, not in Game 7, are 6-10. So it really is real, the trying to get a team to end their season.
Yeah. I mean, that doesn't mean you have to follow that path.
No,
so,
I know. But it is a hard thing to do.
Yeah, it's a hard thing to do, and it's a hard thing. You're down to the 8 best teams in the league right now, so it's hard to close anyone out. And if it takes 6 or it takes overtime in 7, the bottom line is you just want to move forward.
Yeah.
You've been so effective at keeping McKinnon and McCarr off the score sheet for those 3 games in the middle. Last night, of course, they're players that are going to get their points. What felt different last night, and how can you go back to what you were doing before?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it's a big ask to shut those guys down. You knew they were going to respond after the previous 3 games and the 3 losses. And I think I said yesterday, it's tough to beat any team in this league 4 games in a row. We knew that was going to come at some point, and all 3 of them were really good. I think the message in there is, if we can contain them or make sure one of them's really good, not all 3 on the same night, we'll give ourselves a chance.
The home road thing is striking, but not just record. Like the goals against is striking. Like,
Yeah.
way better on the road. Is that the only theory I can come up with? Is your 4-line team, you roll 4 lines, don't worry for matchups, and everybody has the same mentality, and just don't take a lot of risks on the road.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we had a lot of risk in our game last night. I think they were good. They were opportunistic. I think we weren't. I think we had some chances to extend that lead, especially early in the game. We had a couple looks. I think Pavelski had a 2-on-1. I think we had a couple good looks early in that game where we could have extended the lead. I think if we get out of the first period on that kill, maybe the game changes. So the margins are slim. I think. I would disagree. I think there's been games we've played just as well at home as we have on the road. We've just found ways to lose instead of win. So, I don't have an answer for that.
Robertson's game seems to, I don't want to say expanded or whatever, but he's known as a goal scorer.
Yeah.
And these last couple of games, he's hitting, he's
Yeah.
getting pucks, he's doing a lot of interesting things. Are you seeing the expansion
Yeah.
of his game as he gets older?
Yeah, really, I've been really happy with his game. Really engaged. I mean, I don't think you could pick two tougher opponents than Vegas and Colorado. As far as room and time to make plays, they do it differently. Vegas kind of smothers you. Colorado is just speed. Everyone's on top of you. So, I think the fact he's been as effective as he has against teams like that, I think that's huge growth in his game.
Tyler Seguin looked like he went down the tunnel a little early last night. Did he get hurt?
Yeah, I think he's fine. Yeah.
But like Rope,
I would call him day to day. So we'll see.
But he'll be on the
is he
trip.
Yeah,
Day to day.
gotcha. Tanev's okay?
Tanev's okay. Yep.
Okay.
When you look at Jake's numbers, when he has a bad game, he just really bounces back well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is there anything in particular? He talks about golf, he loves golf, and just
Yeah.
that mentality of just forget the last shot and concentrate on the next one.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think he's mentally tough, and I think he's got good confidence in his own abilities, and he has a battle level to him. Where, if for whatever reason we've lost or he's disappointed in his own game, he doesn't sulk or mope. He gets out and competes, and that competitiveness I think is what drives it.
Bottom line, you have a lot of reasons to be confident, just not complacent, right? Like you've been the better team
Yeah.
a lot in this series, but they have the ability to. They've shown it. They
Yeah.
can quick strike.
Yeah,
On you.
quick strike team, and injuries start to wear on both teams, right? You got different lineups as the series goes on, so we've got to find a way to get it done. I'm confident in our game. I think our group trusts our game, both at home and on the road. So I think we're confident going into a game 6 on the road, and if it doesn't happen, we're confident in a game 7. We've done it before here.